In my screen, yes. Yes, what is the hierarchy when we discuss about any database server? What is the hierarchy? What will be the first thing?
SQL Server.
DB server.
Perfect. Database server. After that,
Database.
database. We'll have databases like database one,
Database two.
database one, database two, and inside each database, what we'll have, guys?
Tables.
Tables.
Database like this one. So inside these databases, we'll have tables. So like inside DB1, we'll be having tables like table 1,
Table one.
table 2, like that. Tab. Yeah. Okay. So inside these tables, what we'll have?
Table contains
Data.
Data in terms of
rows and columns.
Rows and columns.
rows and columns. Perfect. Thank you, guys. So all this structure, database, table, column. Okay, here database, table, column. All these things comes under DDL, guys. We are defining our database structure through creating database and creating tables inside database and creating columns inside the database. So inside the table. When we call row, rows contains actually what, guys? Rows represents actual data. Perfect. Actual data. Row represents actual data. And actual data can be dealt using which statements? DML. Which are insert and update. Okay? Remember. DML. And here under DDL we'll get insert, alter, drop. These statements we'll see. Inside DDL. Insert, alter, drop. Here we'll have, sorry guys, sorry. It's not right. Under DDL, create, alter, drop. Yes, if I incorrectly say something and you know of that thing, just try to stop me and clarify, because sometimes I'll be missing things. No one is perfect every time. Okay. So when it comes to DML part, insert, update, delete. We have already seen how these three statement works. Create, alter, drop, insert, update, delete. Okay, this way our DDL and DML statements works. Now we already know what is the hierarchy. Database server, inside that we'll have databases and each database will have tables. Inside tables we'll have data in terms of rows and columns. And column represents DDL, and when we say rows, it's pure actual data. Okay. Now I'll take an Excel file. Okay. So here we have taken example of student table, right? The same I'll discuss now. Name, age, grade, and what is the other thing, guys? Other column name? Name, age, grade, age. We can check in our table, right? Directly we can go to databases. What is the table? What is the database name? School is our database name. Inside school, we are having tables with the name student. Inside student table, we are having columns like this. Roll number, yeah, only 4 columns we have used. Perfect. Okay, 4 columns we have. And I'll take email here, I suppose. Now, see here, guys. I'm entering actual data here. A, B, C, C, D, E, nursery, LKG, UKG. Age is like 4, 5, 6, and ABC address school.com, CD address school.com, DEF address school.com. So these are email IDs. How many column data we have?
5
columns.
4
5 columns.
5.
Okay. What's the table name here?
Student.
Sorry, yes. Okay. Student. Okay. Student table having 5 columns. So what I'll do, I'll create this table inside the database school. Okay. Inside school database, we are having student table, and student table containing these many columns. Okay. And these columns are having 3 rows data. Is over? Now,
Yes.
we have earlier discussed every column will be associated with certain data type, such a way that that particular column handles the kind of data which is defined through the data type. Okay. Now, if I try to get script of create statement, see here. See here, guys. Create table name. I'm doing this DBO, not required here. Table name. Inside table we'll be having columns, and each column associated with some data type, like this. So these square brackets are not mandatory, guys. We can retain or we can remove them. Okay. This way. So we're having table name, column name, data type name, column name, data type name, column name, data type name. This way we are having data. And see here, guys, we haven't added this null earlier. They're automatically created by database. What does it mean? Column name, its data type. And what is data type, guys? What is int? Int represent what kind of values? Numerics without any decimal value. Null, we will discuss that later. Name, char 10 we are saying. So name is a character data type. It contains some text and only 10 characters length values are allowed. What does it mean? Only 10 character length, maximum 10 character length values are allowed. Below 10 character length, any value is allowed. There guys. And grade is a column, and after that data type is char 10. Again, character is a data type which accepts text related values. And what is the maximum number of characters that are allowed in a single value is 10. Here age is a column name, and it is a data type, and it denotes age column allows only numeric values without any decimals, only integer values. Now, against each column definition, select column name, data type, we are seeing one particular value common. See here, guys. We're seeing one part. What is the spelling, guys? What is the spelling? Null. In database terminology, an empty value is denoted with a null. If you do not supply any value to any column, then that particular column value will be saved with null value. Saved with null value for that specific row. So, guys, what's the syntax of insert statement? Insert into table. After that, column names, and after that, values clause. So, values clause represent how many rows?
4 rows.
1 row. 4 columns.
Single.
4 columns are fine. In a single row, we will have values for all 4 columns. Values clause represents a single row set, a single row value set. Okay. Here, I'll select and see the data available right now. How many records we have? I'm unable to
9.
zoom in. 9 record we have.
9
9
records.
records. And we'll try to insert 10th record, saying roll number, name, grade. I'm not passing age column. Passing 10 as roll number, name as ZZZ, grade as SSC. Okay, guys, values class represents how many rows?
1 row.
Perfect, 1
1 row.
row. And here, as part of my insert statement, how many values I'm passing in the insert statement?
3 values.
3
And
values.
how many columns I have used?
3
In insert
columns.
statement? 3 columns. Which column we have skipped? Age. Now try to insert this statement. What is the rule? Your column count must match with your value count. Matching or not? What is the column count?
3.
What is the value count?
3.
3.
And your order of values must match with the data type order of your columns. What's the data type order? Can anyone tell me? What is the data type order?
Integer.
Int, char.
Cat.
This is column order of the column data type order. What is the value data type order? Same. 10 is an integer value. This is character text value, and this is also character value. So column count is matching, and order of your data type is also matching. So this statement is a valid insert statement. Let me insert. What's the output? What's the output?
Only
Have
3 columns affected.
Yeah, one row affected. And now go and select the data. We will get a column, a row, a new row inserted with the name GGG. Okay, with the roll number 10 and grade as SSC. And see here, guys, for age column, what is the value added? Null. If you do not pass any value for any of the column while inserting data, that time a null value will be inserted to that particular column in the newly added row. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just adding this slide here. So in the slide, what I'll do, I'm adding this insert statement. And I'll also insert. Yes, we will discuss all the things in detail slowly initially. But once we gain the momentum, okay, we will be closing concept very quickly. Okay. My intention is like make you people thoroughly more concrete with the core concepts which everyone needs to understand with respect to database. If everyone having understand on the core concept, then you people are good enough to learn SQL from any resource like either online resource or a book, anything. So only thing you need to have core concepts very clear. And these are core concepts, guys. Okay. I'm selecting school. Okay. Okay, so here, what's the missing column value is?
Age.
Age column.
Age column. So here, age column is in, as we have missed value for age column. Is missing insert statement. Okay. So for this missed age column, what is the value supplied by database by default?
Null value.
Null value. Okay, null in the sense no value. It is not an empty, but no value. Remember that. So database by default updated null value. So age column is missing in the insert statement. So null value inserted into age column. This way. Okay. So why we are discussing all these things now? The reason is when creating a table using column names and data types, we can also mention what kind of data can be allowed in a column. Data type deciding, okay, only integer data allowed in roll number column. And this data type for second column deciding only character or text data is allowed to get inserted into name column. But apart from that, additionally, we can define few constraints saying a value for this column roll number can be available or unavailable in a given row. What does it mean? In this row, let's suppose I'm inserting a row into student table. While inserting, it is not mandatory to pass value for roll number column. If it is null, if you define this column with the null, then what does it mean? Yes, null values are accepted. Even though if you do not pass any value for roll number column while inserting, okay, I'm removing. So is this a valid insert statement?
Yes, sir.
2 columns, 2 values. Order is char. If I insert, how many columns will be populated with values, and how many columns will have null values in the row?
2 values will be inserted, 2 values will be null.
I have executed, and I am executing this select statement. See here, the latest row having GGG, SSC as values for name and grade column as per your insert statement, and skipped other roll number and age columns are having null values created. So this way, when you do not define any constraint at the end of the column, by default, a null constraint will be taken. What is this constraint saying, guys? For this column, what is null constraint saying? Null constraint saying if we do not receive any value for roll number column during insertion, then by default take null value. Guys, clear? So tell me how many columns are having. So now I'll change columns, roll number, age. Earlier we were otherwise. I'm inserting roll number, age. I'm saying roll number 12 and age as 14. And I'm inserting. And now go and see here. I'm selecting data. Now see guys, in the latest row, which columns are having null values?
Name and grade.
Name and grade. And roll number and age are having actual values which are supplied in the insert statement. Now with this understanding, tell me guys, how many columns are defined with null constraint in our table?
2 columns.
4 columns, all 4 columns. All 4 columns, right? Because initially you try to insert only name and grade. That time, for age and roll number columns, null values got inserted. So by looking at this output, you'll come to know. See here, guys. So with this statement, which columns are having null values?
Roll number and age.
Yeah. So with this record,
Name and grade.
Name and grade.
so yes, take this screenshot. So sorry, yes. For your clear understanding purpose, I'm just doing this color coding. So this insert set created a row with values for name and grade column, and rest of the columns have null values. And this insert value set, this one created a new row with name and grade as null values, but with roll number and age as values, like whichever things that we have passed in the insert statement. Okay. So with this, it is evident that all 4 columns are allowing null values. All 4 columns are allowing all columns are allowing null values. All 4 columns are allowing null values. And what is the default constraint, guys? We do not mention any constraint. During table creation, Null constraint will be added by default. Remember this statement, guys. Okay. All 4 columns are allowing null values. If we do not add any, so otherwise I'll do one thing. I'll remove this null because our table statement is this way. We have created a table this way, right, guys? Column constraints. Column constraints. Yeah. So this way, we have created a table with this definition. So as we haven't mentioned any constraint after column name, all columns are allowing null values. All columns are allowing null values, and while inserting data into a table using insert statement, columns with null constraints accepts null value if those columns are not added as part of or included. Here, guys, just stay with the description.
Yes.
Now we will learn things with a different slide. Okay. Okay. Where is other slide? See, guys, there is one more constraint with the name not null. Let's suppose I'll go to my table. I'll go for create table feature. So what is the syntax? Earlier syntax, guys? What is the earlier syntax? Column name space data type.
Data type.
Column name space data type.
Yeah.
Like that, multiple columns. Roll name. Teacher will have faculty ID. Let's suppose it is integer. Name, faculty name is character, which is of 20 characters, and quality email character of 20. I'll say varchar. This is also one of the character data type. Okay. So guys, character, varchar, all this allows text data type, guys. Initially, character data type was introduced. Later, varchar got introduced. That's the only difference. And we'll have some few memory management related differences also, which we'll cover during data type discussion. But for now, try to understand. Char and varchar allows text data. Now, faculty mobile. I'm saying integer. And faculty salary. I'm saying decimal. I'm saying some 16, 2. So after decimal point, we can have 2 values. That's the meaning. Clear, guys?
Yes.
Here, in addition to column name and data type, I'm also creating a constraint space. I'm saying not null is a constraint. Not null. What I'm saying, when I say not null, then during inserting data or when we use any insert statement on top of this table, in that insert statement, you need to have faculty ID column included and value for that particular faculty ID column supplied in the insert statement mandatorily without fail. Otherwise, you'll get an error. Earlier, when we define this, see here, I'll define null. This one as null. Email is not mandatory. Mobile is mandatory for WhatsApp thing. So I'll say not null. And salary is also mandatory thing. I'm saying not null. Faculty name, I'm saying not null. So earlier, how many constraints we have defined here? How many columns we have?
5 columns.
5 columns we have. Out of 5 columns, how many constraints we are defining?
5.
5. See here. Now tell me, collectively, what is a distinct count of constraints? There are 4 not nulls, but when you collectively say, how many constraints we have used overall here?
2.
What are those?
Not null or null.
Perfect. Not null and null. So which column having null value allowed?
Email, faculty email.
And rest of the columns are not null
Not null.
columns. So what I'll do? Sorry, I'm executing this. Command completed successfully. Now, if I refresh here in the table section, I'll be able to see teacher table. Inside teacher table under column section, I'll be seeing all the columns. Only this column, faculty email ID is having null constraint and rest of the columns are having not null constraints added. Okay. Now, inserting data. Insert into teacher. Now tell me guys, how many columns I have to include? Mandatorily, I have to include
4 columns.
all not null columns mandatorily first thing. Okay. Now, initially I'll do not use column names. I'll directly use values class. I'll say faculty ID 1, faculty name Suman, email something like school.com, and mobile I'll say 9959 I'll give, and salary I'll give something like 50. How many columns we have in the teacher table?
5.
5. How many values I'm passing in the values class?
5.
5.
How the mapping will be made? First value,
Integer.
first column. Second value, second column. Third value, third column. Fourth value, fourth column. Fifth value, fifth column. This way, mapping will be done. So, are we having the same count of columns and same count of values?
Yes.
And the order of data type is matching?
Matching.
Perfect. I'm inserting. Oh, window got inserted. Perfect. What I'll do, select star from teacher. I'll execute this DQL statement. Okay. Perfect. One record got inserted. Faculty ID, Suman at the school.com, 9999, and salary. Okay. This got created. This got created. Perfect. So here, which way we have created, sorry guys, in which way we have no column names used in the insert statement. Yeah. Okay. No column names used in the insert statement. And what is the other thing, guys? What's the other thing?
Providing column names.
We have passed values for all columns. This is the second thing with this statement. We have passed values for all columns. And a row got inserted. A row got inserted this way. Okay. Now, go here. Session8. Let it be. I'll save this one at the end. Okay. So now I'll try to insert faculty ID. Faculty name. Instead of I'm skipping faculty email and I'm using faculty salary, mobile and faculty salary. I'm using only 4 columns. I'm using only 4 columns. And I'm passing only 4 values. I'm saying value class 2 and use name something like Sudhi. Okay. 8 something. How many columns I am using in this insert script?
4 columns.
Anyone there in the lobby? No one, right? Okay. 4. How many values you are passing?
4.
4 values.
Which column we have skipped?
Email. Packet.
Are we having same order of data types?
Yes.
What are the order of data types?
Integer. Char.
Okay. Int, char,
and decimal.
int, char, int, decimal. Int, char, int, decimal. Values order int, character, int, decimal. Perfect. I'm inserting. And see the data. Okay. What happened? With this insertion, a new row got inserted. Which column having null value?
Email. Backup email.
So, this value set, we have inserted this row. And we are having null value for email. What does it mean? No value. Faculty email not included in the insert statement and no value passed in the values class. So, a null value inserted. Here. Faculty email column not included in the insert statement and no value passed in the values class. So a null value got inserted. Yeah. Clear, guys? Guys, clear?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Now I'll alter this statement. I'll modify this insert statement to other way. Insert into teacher. Okay. I'll remove faculty salary column. And I'll remove salary here. How many columns I'm including here?
3 columns.
This 4 column. This is all column insert. This 3 column insert. 3 columns we are inserting. Not insert. Columns we are skipping here. See, these are the column: faculty ID, name, email, mobile, salary. Which columns we are skipping here?
Email and salary.
Perfect. Email and salary we are skipping. And email and salary, what kind of columns those are? What are the constraints defined on top of them? On email, there is no issue because there is a null constraint defined. On salary column, what is the constraint defined?
Not
Not null. What does it mean? value needs to be there mandatorily whenever you execute any insert statement. Are we having faculty salary included, faculty salary column included, and faculty salary column supplied with the value in our insert statement? Are we having any such thing? Faculty salary? No. I'm executing. Oh my god. What's an error, guys? Heard saying? Cannot insert the value, value null into column faculty salary. Table teacher column does not allow nulls. That's why insert fails. The statement has been terminated. Clear? The role of constraint. Able to understand the role of constraint?
Yes, sir.
Yes, let me paste this thing here. And this one, all column. All columns. Okay. So now we have received an error saying cannot insert value null into faculty salary column. Okay. This insert statement resulted this error. Tell me what the description we have to add. Faculty salary is a not null column. Okay. And as we skipped this column in the insert statement, we are getting this error. Why we haven't received error for faculty email column, guys?
It accepts null value.
Because we have defined our faculty email column to accept null values. With the null constraint we have defined. Okay. Yes, clear? Clear, guys? I'll
Yes, sir.
repaste our table structure here. So that you people able to will have a quick reference here. So guys, these are core concepts. We have to spend some good amount of time here. And once we master these core concepts, then we are good to learn all the additional like new concepts or any other SQL related things very quickly. Okay. See here. Faculty email is null. Faculty salary is null. And faculty email is null. Faculty salary is not null. Okay. What is the other statement? We haven't received error for skipping which column?
Faculty
Email in the insert statement, as this column is defined with null constraint. That is, it allows null values. That's the meaning. Clear, guys? Everyone clear? Now tell me, guys, what are null and not null constraints?
Null having there is no values.
Null column column with null constraint allows null values. Even though we do not pass value, the insert statement will not fail. What about not null?
Mandatorily, we need to supply the value.
Mandatorily, we have to supply value for not null columns. Okay. Otherwise, we will get this kind of error saying cannot insert null value. The insert statement failed. Let's go and check your select statement. Only 2 records were available. Whatever the new record you tried to add using this 3 something ala Surya something like that 8888. I'll try to execute it and I'll show you the results right away. So again it's failing because 3 columns, 3 values, column count and value column matching, but mandatory columns like columns which are defined with not nulls or all such columns are not included in this insert statement. Hence we are getting error. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So,
Putting this. Yeah. Now, so this is only one such. This is only one such constraint, guys. This is only one such constraint, not null. Like that, like not null and null, we can have multiple constraints defined. See here. Constraints defines the kind of data that can be stored in a column. Constraints can be defined on the columns. Where are we defining constraints? At column level. At each column level, we are defining constraints. At each column level, we are defining constraints. Clear, guys? What is the order? Generic name, generic order like create table, table name. Inside that column name, data type, column name space data type space constraint. Column name space data type space constraint. Clear? Guys, clear?
Yes, sir.
This is our syntax. The similar way. So in this place, in the constraint place, these all are the possible values that are allowed. What is the first thing? Null. It allows null values in a column. Not null. Not null values are not allowed. Null values here is spelling mistake. Null values are not allowed. Null values are not allowed. Unique is a constraint. What is general meaning of unique, guys?
Different.
Perfect. Different. So a column contains multiple values. True or not? A column contains multiple values. See here, when I try to execute in select statement, this table containing 2 rows. This table containing 2 rows. True or false?
Yes, sir.
And this faculty ID column containing how many values now?
2 values.
2 values. Perfect. Value 1 from row 1 and value 2 from row 2. And similar way, faculty mobile column containing how many values?
Values.
2 values.
2 values. And 5555 from row 2 and 9999 from row 1. Okay. So when we define this unique constraint for any column, it makes sure in that column all the values are unique. All the values are different. It won't allow same value repeated in the column. Clear?
Yes.
And check constraint. Check constraint. Check constraint. If you define any constraint, check constraint on any column, it will validate the data while inserting. See here in the below table, we have taken a voters table. So in this voters table, age we have added with a constraint column age space data type int, and while inserting you must check whether the value passed for this age column in the values class is greater than 18 or not. Mandatorily check, perform that check on the data that is getting inserted. If the value you are passing in the insert statement having age value greater than 18, then that insert statement will be succeeded. That will become successful. If that values clause having age column value less than 18, then that insert statement will fail with this check constraint. And see, last constraint is default, and the default constraint applies default value to the column if null values is passed. If we do not pass any value to, see here, register date is a column of your voters table and the data type is date time. And I have defined default value as get date. What does it mean? Whenever register date column is not added in the insert statement, instead of null value, a default get date, nothing but current timestamp. Current timestamp, nothing but today is 23rd May, Tuesday, and 5:55 p.m. 47 seconds. This is current timestamp. Get date will return this value in SQL. That value will be stored automatically for each row where your insert statement do not have register date column added in the column in the values class. Sorry, in the column value in the column class and in the values class. Okay, clear, guys? Guys, clear? We will execute that one through some query so that you'll come to know. Session 7 for now. Take this on desktop. I'll take a new query. Here I'm taking same voter table, row number, roll number, name, email, age, name, email, age, gender, gender, register date. Hello, int, name not null, email, well, int, will say 10. And the date, we are having date data type, guys. How many columns we are having?
Six columns.
What is the table name?
Voters.
How many data types you have used here?
6. 5, sir.
What are those? Int, character, varchar, and date.
4.
4 data types we have used. Sorry, yes. So roll number int, perfect. Name character, email varchar, age int, gender character, register date, data. Now, to this roll number, I'll say not null is a constraint. Okay. And I'll also say not null we have already seen, right? So what I'll do, guys, unique. This is constraint name, guys. This is a keyword. And for name column, what I'm saying, it should not be null. No, what does it mean? Name column must have some value. For email column, I'm saying null is allowed because every person cannot have email ID. Even rural voters will not have any email ID access, right? So it's a null. It accepts null. And for age, I'm saying a constraint with the name check whether age column value is greater than 18 or not. If it is failing this rule, then fail the insert. If it is passing, if the insert statement passing this rule, insert that record. In gender, I'm saying check gender in. See, guys, this is gender column must be in the given these values only, like male, male, female, I'll say others. I'll use only character one because We are giving only 3 character values. Saying what we are defining, what's the constraint we are defining on the gender column is we are saying any value that is getting inserted into this column, any value that is getting inserted into this column, any value that is getting inserted into gender column, that must be either M or F or O. If you give MELE, it will fail. If you give MELE, it will fail. If you give FEMALE, female, it will fail because we are checking. We are adding a check constraint to gender column saying check whether gender value is there, is the given gender value is from any of these 3 values or not. If you pass any other value from apart from these 3 values, then your insert statement will fail. Getting a point? On register date, what I'm saying, when no value, I'm adding a default constraint here. Default get date. So I'll show you what is get date. Select get date. If you try to select this function, what it is giving? In the output, it is giving current timestamp, May 2023, May 23rd, 1801, which is nothing but 6:1 p.m. now. Okay. So what does it mean? At any point of time, if any insert statement not containing this register date column, then by default add this value. So whenever you, whatever value this returns get date, that value we add. That we are mentioning here. Clear, guys? Guys, clear? Guys, I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Good. Clear? These are different constraints. Unique is one constraint, not null is one constraint, null is one constraint, check is one constraint, default is one constraint that we use here. I am creating my table. Command completed successfully. I have created my table this way. Now, so with this understanding, guys, roll number, name, email, age, gender, register date. This is photos table. I'm removing all the values. Now, see guys, what are the constraints available on the roll number column? Unique. On the name column, not null. On the email column, null. On the age column, check age is greater than 18. On gender column, check gender in
MF.
male, F, O. And default constraint. These are the constraints. Case clear so far? Once you start experiencing the execution results, then you will come to know about this, like how it works. Okay. Now, I'll insert roll number 1. Immediately, sorry, I'm inserting a record, guys. Roll number 1, name as ABC, email as MT, age as 17, gender as M, register date as empty. I'm not passing any value. So what happens to this record, guys? See the result. What happens to this record?
Fail.
We'll do one thing, guys. We will alter the orientation, guys. Time is 6 p.m. right? Okay. How many? Everyone joined, yeah? So guys, I seems like I won't be able to make Power BI session because having cold and having this discomfort. Okay, I'm feeling like once I complete this SQL session and take medicine and take rest. Okay, clear? So what I'll do, I'll take this column. I'll use transpose. Transpose, okay, perfect. And what are the constraints? Transpose. These are the constraints. This is column. Constraints. Which table this is? Quotas. Quotas. Okay. Now, so your row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4. So we are having row 4 rows. We'll try to insert into this and we'll see the result. Result is pass or fail. Okay. Now, row. Okay. For roll number, I'm passing. For roll number, I'm passing in the row 1. In the row 1. So guys, we are not treating like in the horizontal wise, we are not dealing the data. We are dealing data in columnar basis, like a column wise here, this one. In column D, we will be having values for all rows. Roll number 1, column name, ABC, name for column, value is ABC, email empty, otherwise I'll say abc@abc.com. And age, I'll say 19, and I'll give F. I do not pass any value to register date. Whether this record get inserted or not, guys?
Yes, you get inserted.
It will get inserted. This rule pass only one row. We are having only one row data. So 1 is always unique. First row record. Column roll number value 1 is unique. True or false, guys? Success. Validation success for unique. Okay. For ABC, what's the constraint? Not null. Not the data type I'm asking. Okay. I'll include data type as well. What are the data types I have used? Int cat20, var cat20. Data. So roll number value I'm inserting 1. Constraint validation success or fail, guys?
Success.
Constraint validation success for row 1. Okay, perfect. And what about second column value? Name column value. For name column value, in the row 1, ABC. Constraint validation success or fail, guys?
Success.
Right? It is not null. Given value is not null. Success. And about this email column value? Success, right? It is saying null. Nulls are allowed. But if you supply value, it will take that value. So it is success. And about this 19, constraint validation success or fail?
Success.
Because your given value is 19 for the age column and that 19 is greater than 18. Your constraint is passing. So success. And this one, guys, value for gender column given as F. And your constraint checking your gender value is either M, F or O. It is passed or failed?
Success.
Success, because F is passed, correct. It is from that list only. And you haven't passed any value for date and time. What saying? If you do not pass anything, by default I'll take system date and time. So this is also success. So overall, your record insertion status, yes, is also success. New point. Now I'll take row 2. I'll take row 2. I'll give value 1 and CDE and read.com. I'll give else as 21. I'll say O. I'll give some value date and 2023, 05 and 23. I'm giving this date, some date value. Now tell me yes. Constraint validation.
Failed.
For root. Failed. Failed.
It's
Why?
not unique.
It's not unique.
It's not
Yeah.
unique.
Unique because
Duplication.
this value 1 in the row 2 is already there in the row 1 for this same roll number column. And this roll number column defined with which constraint?
Unique constraint.
Unique. So once a value for this roll number is inserted in the database table, then for the same roll number column in any of the record, that value is not allowed. Which constraint failed here?
Unique constraint.
Unique constraint.
Unique constraint failed here. And here, not null. True or false? So success or failure?
Success.
Success. And here this one, success. And this one,
Success.
age 21 is greater than 18, success. And O is part of your set, success. And value given for date, success. And what is your overall result?
Failed.
Failed. Because even though one record, one particular column fails with this constraint definition in that particular row, then your entire record will be failed. Get your point, guys?
Yes, sir.
This is your data part. Okay. Now, guys, I am giving assignment to you people. I need 10 insert statements. Out of them, 5 out of them. See, guys, assignment. I'm giving assignment here. I need answers from you people tonight, guys. Assignment part. Assignment. 10 insert statements, guys. 10 insert statements. You have to write 10 insert statements with this script. Out of them, 3 are success cases. You mean? What does it mean? Those records, you need to have those records available in your table. And 7 failed cases. 7 failed cases. So, with a different constraints, guys. Constraints. Okay? With different constraints. I need all those insert statements in a tabular format this way, guys. I need all those insert statements screenshot and I need errors as well. Record errors as well. What error you are getting. I'll show you one sample example. So we have created this table, and we are inserting data. Insert into voters. So I'm directly using values clause. The values clause. See, guys, always remember when I say unique, it is not null also internally. Sorry. When I say unique, it is only having that unique nature, even though multiple null values are allowed. A null value is allowed for roll number, guys. If it is unique, a null value is allowed. Because in database terminology, every single null is a different value. See, in this column age, we are having 2 nulls for record 10 and 11. And this null value is different from this null value. Remember that. In the same column age, we are having two null values for record 10 and 11, and these two null values are different. Remember that. Okay, I'm trying to insert values for all columns. Roll number 1, ABC for name, and for email, I'm saying abc@abc.com, and for age, I'm saying 16. What's your problem? Yeah, sorry, yes. Male. For gender column, I'm passing value as M. And for register date column, I'm not passing any value. Will this insert statement get success, guys? When we execute?
No.
It will fail. Because what is the value code we are passing?
5.
What is the value code we are? Huh?
5.
5. What is the column code?
6.
What is the column code? 6. And try to execute this. What's saying? Column name or number of supplied values does not match table definition. Perfect. So for last value, I can pass value null like this, NULL directly. For last column, I'm saying empty value. Instead of empty, I can pass NULL. It is not a character or text data. It's a null data. That's why I haven't included this one in the single quote case. A null value, an empty value. Database treat this value as null. Without any single quotes, I have added this null value. And now I'm inserting this data. Why insert is failed? Now I'm not getting column code mismatch error. I'm getting a different error. What error I'm getting? Insert statement
Age is less than 18.
What is saying? Insert statement conflicted with the check constraint. Saying what is the constraint? Internally it has created some constraint. Check constraint voters table age column. The conflict occurred in the database pool for the voter for the column age. Why? What is the passed value? 16. What is this value is meant for which column?
Age column.
Age column.
Age column. And age column having what constraint?
Check constraint.
Check constraint. So passed value 16 is greater than 18. 16 greater than 18. Your check constraint passing or failing?
Fail.
Hence your insert statement is failing here. Clear?
Yes.
We'll conclude in next 5 minutes, yes? Please bear with me. Yes, whoever joined for Power BI session, today is no session, yes. I'm not feeling well. Okay, we will have our Power BI session tomorrow as usual at 6 p.m. If you people are interested to continue here to have a look at this SQL session, then we're happy to continue. Here, insert statement failed with the check constraint. This way. Okay, yeah. Why this insert statement failed with check constraint?
Because age is less than 18.
Yeah. Age value is passed as 16, which is failing with age column check constraint. INT validation. Hence, insert statement failed. So this way I need insert statement, error and description. The reason for failure. Getting my point, guys? This is your assignment. This is example assignment. Okay, guys? I'll give you scripts as well. The statement failed here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is complete here. Now insert statement. 16. This is complete. Okay. Good. I'll give you all the constraints related slides today, guys, which we have discussed today. Okay. Session 7. Oh, today's session is 8, right? Session 8. Okay. I'll give this script as well, guys, for you people, so that you people can try. You people are clear, right? I'll give you this. I have already given this Excel sheet screenshot. Okay, I'm going to give this one as well in the Google Doc. So, any insert statements as well as error. Okay, and the reason this way, why it is failed. So let me pull out this reason to a separate place. I'll say reason for failure. This is error. This is error. This is reason. I don't think like you need a separate identification on this. Here, guys. Here I'll give you one small thing. Column name space data type space constraint name. This way we are going to have your table created with column definitions. These are the constraints. So column name, data type, and constraint name. This is the order. Clear, guys? Guys, can I expect with this table structure? Can I expect result tonight from you people? Post in a group simply. I just need a screenshot like this. If you need, I can explain one more constraint here. See here, I have making this one as 19. I'm inserting. Oh, it got inserted. Now see, what's the value we have inserted for register date? Null. And see, what's the value that got inserted actually? What is the value inserted here, guys?
Null.
Null. And explicitly passed null value. And we are expecting this. But I'll show you one more step. Here, I'll use column names, roll number, name, email, age, gender, email, age, gender. In 25, BCD, CDE, and the how many columns we are using in the insert statement and how many values we are passing? What is the count?
6 columns. Values.
5 columns.
Only 5 columns. Roll number, name, email, age, gender. 2 CDE, BCD, 25 F. 5 columns, 5 values. And order is same. Int, char, int, char. Int, char, int, char. I'm inserting. Have you passed any value for register date?
No.
And see, I'm inserting. One row got inserted. I'm selecting. See here, guys. Have you passed any value for register date column? No. But we are seeing some date value in the second row. True or not? And why? It is through this default constraint. Register date column having default constraint saying in any insert statement, if register date is not used, then by default insert get to date. Get to date inserts, get the current date, 6:24 p.m. on the May 23rd, and insert the date value. That's the meaning. Okay, guys? This is about your default constraint. This is about your default constraint. How it worked? We haven't used. We haven't passed. Used register date column in the insert statement. So value is added in the database, in the table for this column. What's the reason? Through the default getDate constraint. See guys, here getDate is a value. Default is a constraint. It is not a collective word. Remember that. Default is a constraint, guys. Default is a constraint and getDate is a value, a method, a function which you are calling. Okay. This thing. See guys, here getDate is a value. If it is like for age column, I can define like integer data type, check constraint is age greater than 18 and default 18. I can define a constraint default space 18 because age is what kind of data type, guys? What age is what kind of data? Integer. So I can define a default constraint default 18. So based on my data type of the column, I can pass any default value. Here my data type is int for age column, so I can mention default as integer type 18 value. Getting my point? And here your register date is a date time column, date time data type column. We are passing default value as get date. Clear? Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Perfect, guys. So you people proceed with this assignment. Huh? Meet you in the next session. I'll take session in the morning, guys, tomorrow. Okay.